December 2019, and I am completely at the end of my rope, and sometimes I envy the dead, and by sometimes I mean most of the time. Only, actually, that depends. I don't envy the dead tears, cause, I envy dead Christians, but I don't advocate suicide or anything, but I'm just really upset that I've been awake for 3-4 years, and every single day, if there's one thing I learn, okay, it's not every single day, it's more like every year, every quarter of a year or whatever, every large chunk of a year, if there is one thing that I learn, it is that things are worse than I thought. Worse and worse and worse. They've always been the way that they are, but it used to be in the distant past. I had a different idea of what was going on, and I thought things weren't that bad. I thought, well, things are bad, but how bad could they be? Oh boy, they are worse than I thought. And, 3 years ago I thought there'd be more people that could wake up. Today, nobody. Maybe 2 people, not counting myself. I already know about the other people. I'm looking for lost sheep, and I'm not finding a single one. You know what I'm only finding? Shills. Okay, anybody that sits around agreeing and preaching to the choir and saying, yeah, praise Jeebus, I agree, here's Bible verses. To a person talking about Jesus, okay, if someone's talking about Jesus, do you need to sit there and quote Bible verses at the person preaching, or do you need to go out and find lost sheep and preach to them? Which one is productive? There's this groupthink. I know that they're shills, okay? And what is also driving me bonkers is just today, this week, after years and years and years, decades, I am seeing things on Reddit like, I have intersex, ask me anything. Intersex people of Reddit. Where was this last year? Nobody's talking about intersex last year. Now, in 2000 and 2005, I was told twice on separate occasions about Swyer syndrome. And around that time, I did see a TV documentary about people with intersex conditions and how they dealt with life, and I don't really remember the details, but back in 2005, I learned about Swyer and dick girls, and yet, where was all that discussion back then? Just why today, at almost 2020, this intersex thing has been going on for hundreds of years. Hundreds of years. Why is it only being talked about today? Don't you think it's a little bit late and nobody's helping out? People just sit around agreeing and typing copy-pasting Bible verses at people talking about Jesus as if those are the people that need Bible verses. No. Lost people need Bible verses. No one's helping out. That is why, for years, no progress has been made. Zero progress. Not one single thing has been accomplished. The truth has been known by a few people for 3 years now. How come there's not more than that? Why? Where are the people talking about it? This is why I'm mad. Nothing has been accomplished for these 3 years. Nothing. The point I was attempting to make about peer pressure and gay stuff was that we are inherently disgusted and repulsed by it, but peer pressure has influenced us, I should say, into accepting gay stuff and intersex. Inversion, I should say, because not everyone chooses to be intersex, and, eunuchs can still get saved, unless they're pod people. I don't know. So that's what I was trying to say. I have this problem where I might have a point to make that if someone's completely 100% in the know, I could make it in 1 minute flat. But the problem is, even though this stuff has been known about for 3 years to us, 3-4 years to the sheep, but truly it's been very well known for as long as history has existed. Definitely over 125 years, over 150 years, it has been known, but it was secret. And in this past 3-4 years, I have seen absolutely zero improvement in general consciousness, and I think a part of that's because real people do not use the internet anymore except to look at it, maybe use local Facebook, maybe, I don't know, and the telephone. That's it. They don't actually use Reddit, they don't use YouTube, only a few people in real life do that. These websites appear very popular from within the websites, but that's because they're 99% shills, and you're not allowed to criticize handicapped people because guess who the shills are? Oh, here's a funny one. A certain quote-unquote free speech honeypot will constantly bash on women and black people openly on the front page, but they hide the fat hating section of the website, and hating on fat people is not accepted, except for that one sub-community. That's because 100% of that website is shills, and those shills are fat. So they can be sexist and racist, but you can't be fat-shaming. The shills don't like it. Anyway, I'm still really angry, but I don't know what to do. I mean, sit here and shout into the void, and I want to insult everybody, but that wouldn't accomplish anything. So, I don't know what to do. Oh yeah, another thing about Reddit is everyone is now going on about how fast time is going, but they're only offering science-y explanations. Now, one science-y explanation for time going faster that I really do agree with is the mental perception aspect, where you only form memories when there's something new and noteworthy in your life, and when your days become mundane and the same thing over and over and over, your brain does not record. So that doesn't speed up the outside time, but it does influence the way you perceive time in your own head. And I just complained that we've had 3-4 years of absolutely no progress. We have learned amazing new revelations, but who's talking about them? Only 2 people. Nobody else is talking about them. And you might see a bunch of shills posting Bible quotes to agree with whoever's speaking, but you do not see those shills going off the website to reach out to other people. That's because they are contracted to stay on the website. They can't go to another platform. They're shills. And that's part of the reason why they just make a bunch of talk, but you see absolutely no evidence. If they were really going to other platforms and talking about truth, there would be evidence. We would see it. But you don't see that. So on Reddit, everyone's just yelling about how fast time is going. People in real life are freaking out over time going fast, but they don't say it in real life, but I know that they're mad about it. And I'm just really antsy because I haven't fully come to terms with it. On one hand, I'm happy for it, but on the other hand, I'm kind of not okay with it. I mean, not that I have a choice, but it's something that terrifies me deeply on a visceral level, and I haven't really coped with it. So I accept it, but I don't like it, if that makes sense. Anyway, this isn't about me. So, on Reddit, you just see people talking about intersex and time speeding up. Sometimes you might see a flat earther in the wild. Sometimes you'll find a dinosaur denier in the wild, but usually you hear secondhand vax happened stories or anti-vax, where they make up an imaginary fake anti-vaxxer straw man and tell a story about an anti-vaxxer that doesn't exist. I think anti-vaxxers are more popular and common in real life, where they walk around not saying a word unless you ask them, and if they like you, they'll tell you what they think in private, I'm sure. But the people on the internet that are doing a poor job representing the truth side, first of all, they're inverted, and they don't tell the whole truth. So anybody, if they say they're a Christian or if they say they support the truth, but their skeleton doesn't really add up, if they have signs of makeup, cosmetic surgery, posturing, and the hand signs and the 33 orange, they're liars. So I can't believe how stupid people are for not realizing this has been known for 4 years. And where are the real people that know this? Where? This is why I want to die right now, okay? 4 years. Zero accomplishment.